This weekend is Valentine's Day. Paris is well known for love and we'll visit some of its romantic hotspots. We'll also be meeting some loved-up couples to find out the secret of their success. I grew up in New Zealand, then lived in England for 6 years before moving to Paris. It's been really interesting discovering the Parisian way of life. Buying flowers for a loved one is good, but sharing a meal together is far more important.
The French consume about 10 billion baguettes a year from 32,000 bakeries nationwide.
As a rule, when entering a boulangerie, you say bonjour, and when you leave, you say merci. If you don't do this, it's like barging into someone's home without saying hello.
Bonjour madame, qu'est-ce qu'il vous faut?
Bonjour, can I have one of those? I want to take a big bite of this now, but I have to control myself with French self-restraint. If you see someone walking around with half-eaten baguette, you know they are foreign. Paris is well known for its food and for romance. The course of true love rarely runs smoothly, and that's true regardless of whether you're deaf or hearing. So, here are some real-life stories of how people found love.
Of course, all relationships have to start somewhere.
Well, it all began in 1970, 44 years ago, my goodness. We met through school. After I'd left school, a group of us decided to go on holiday. There were only 4 of us, boys, that's all. But I had heard...
Yes, my school had also planned to go to Mallorca, but the boys at that time hadn't. So they asked if they could join us. We said fine. On the holiday, we just seemed to be naturally attracted to each other. It wasn't like we were going out. We just started holding hands and had a few dances together, a couple of drinks, and it went from there, really.
We just clicked, and we knew we'd be together forever.
Yes, that's right, yes.
The first day, the first night we were together, we went to the pub and chatted. That was when I started to fall in love with her.
We've been together and married for 17 years.
But 19 years, so 17 years married.
Oh yes, we were together a couple of years before we were married, so 17 years married, and next year it'll be 18 years.
I knew that I wanted to be with Roz because there were quite a lot of people on our course who weren't very welcoming, and like no one was deaf aware or like considerate about that sort of thing. But I think when we were in one of the clubs in Brighton, that I couldn't hear what anyone was saying, but that Roz took the time to write on her phone what she was trying to tell me, and then she'd show it to me. So I thought that was really, really nice.
It was a small wedding. It was August the 24th, and there were only around 50 of us, so quite small.
We didn't want anything fancy. We just wanted to keep it nice and simple.
It was a beautiful
It
wedding.
was. The dress, the grandchildren, the bridesmaids,
The whole family, Lennis's family,
friends, yes.
my family, friends, their friends.
It was a wonderful wedding.
Beautiful.
We probably won't, well, I won't say never get married, but I think, I think just because it's so expensive, it's not a priority for us.
I think the next thing that we want to do is maybe get like our own like place and like mortgage together and stuff, like, or in grown up stuff like that.
Let's get down to the nitty-gritty. What is it they all like about each other?
The things that I love about Roz are that she's very kind and considerate and helpful, and she's quite supportive of all the things that I like doing, and she's pretty too, so that's nice.
In our relationship, I'd say that we are both big-hearted, kind, and we've got hearts of gold. Lots of love, of course. What else? Oh, we love to kiss.
We kiss every morning and every evening.
Plenty of hugs. We have plenty of hugs.
That's right, and I must give her a kiss every morning before I go to work. She's still in bed though.
The things I love about Teresa are mostly her sense of humour. She's really funny all the time, and I think we complement each other well, because anything I can't do, she's really good at helping me. She's good at fixing things, and I think we complement each other in that way. More.
Every year, on the 18th of February, Ray always gives me something. There'll be a knock on the door, and I'll get 18 red roses in a beautiful bouquet with a card from Ray.
There's more to a relationship than the hugs and kisses. Let's crack the surface and dish the real dirt.
We don't really argue much. Sometimes a minor squabble, but we'll hug and make up by the end of the evening. Sometimes I know she's really wrong, but I have to just accept it and say, okay dear, but I know I'm right.
Woman power.
Teresa does this thing, and I always pick her up on it, because if I'm speaking, she will pretend that she can hear me even when she can't, and she'll just kind of smile and nod, and I know she can't hear me and she hasn't understood a word of what I said. So I always say, you can't hear, can you? You haven't understood me.
Yeah, she catches me out on that quite a lot.
When she's out in the garden weeding and I'm in the kitchen, I can see her pulling out all the weeds and chucking them.
I make piles.
Not in a bag, but all over the floor. Just pulling them up and dropping them. She should be chucking them in the rubbish. So then I have to get out there and pick them all up and put them in the bin.
I think when you're deaf, it's not necessarily harder to find someone, because I think everyone has to try and find the person that right for them, which is hard enough for anyone really, whether or not you're deaf or you can hear or whatever.
What I've noticed is that when we first met, that was it. This was going to be forever. Really, it's about love, support, and sharing things with each other. Naturally, we've had our ups and downs. That's natural, but we're still strong.
Still going strong. We're still going strong.
I would describe our relationship as balanced, and I think that it works well because we understand each other.
She's a lovely woman. She's kind, really kind. I really love her.
Weren't they lovely? Now it's time for me to show you some of my favourite spots for romance. The Les Murs de Je t'aime, also known as the Wall of I Love You, has the phrase I love you written in over 250 different languages. Oh look, I love you in sign language. Created by artists Frédéric Baron and Claire Quito. The red markings on the wall represent those who have had their hearts broken, with the hope that they will find love once again. If your other half is a history buff, this place and its beautiful architecture might be worth a visit. I'm at the Institut National des Jeunes Sourds, INJS. It was established in 1760 by a priest named l'Abbé de l'Épée, and it is the oldest public deaf school in the world. L'Abbé de l'Épée is considered the father of deaf education, and the foundation of this school led to many others around the world, including Gallaudet University in America. These love locks started popping up around Europe in the early 2000s. The idea is that you write your name and the name of your loved one on the padlock, secure it to the bridge and toss the keys into the river to signify locking your love together forever. A campaign was started earlier in 2014 to halt the spread of love locks in Paris after it was estimated there are around 700,000 padlocks scattered around the French capital. Eyesore or a token of romance? What do you think?